Hi, I'm Jack. I work at EC. I-16, I-18, I do data entry, I do lyrics, RFI copy. I started a job.
I'm Jan Kruger, I'm Jack's mum. We were really interested in Jack doing a school-based apprenticeship in year 11 and 12. So we wanted Jack to do a few different work experiences to help us understand where his interests were, because we wanted him to have the best chance of finding paid employment, full-time paid employment once he leaves school. And we thought the school-based apprenticeship was a nice pathway for that to happen.
Well done.
Jack has a circle of support, and all the members of the circle of support explored their workplaces to look for opportunities for Jack to do some work experience. Tom works at the University of Canberra as a lecturer, and he found an opportunity for Jack to do some work experience.
I needed to seek some permission and approval from our business manager, just to float the idea past them and make sure that all of the proper human resources were maintained, and that we ensured that everyone was safe and all of the legal requirements were met. And that was a very simple process because the systems were relatively in place at the university, which is great. And we just needed to have a team who was willing to try it and provide some ideas around how we could make some really valued work experience for Jack. So once we had the initial approval from business managers and the senior staff, it was really important that we met with the family. And in the meeting with Jack and his family, it was great because the family brought some information around what Jack's interest areas were and his skills that he would be able to demonstrate during work experience, and that helped us open the discussion around what were some of the roles and the tasks that Jack could complete while doing work experience at the university. We said, well, what would a typical work experience look like? And we started there, and I think that was really important. To help unpack what kind of valued roles Jack could have at the university, it was good to talk with Jack and his family about what were his interests, but then talk to the staff at the university around what are some of the activities and the things that the staff do that they think Jack might be able to do that would help them in their job, but also be meaningful and valuable for Jack as well. And that discussion was really important to have that discussion with staff and Jack, because it was then mutual understanding and respect around the role and around the activity that Jack was doing. We really wanted to make sure that Jack was not stuck. The staff at the university also really wanted to make sure Jack was not stuck in an isolated space or doing filing consistently or one job really consistently, because that's not a valued role and that's not something that any staff member or any work person does at the university.
We spoke directly to Tom, who was a lecturer at the University of Canberra, so we had good communications as to what days Jack was working and what tasks he would be doing. Jack has a job coach, Julia, who we employ through Jack's NDIS funding, and she stays with Jack to support him in the tasks throughout the day. What we learnt was that Jack didn't actually need set tasks for the day, but what he did need is he needed to know what people he needed to go and see to get the tasks. So that was great because it gave him a variety of different tasks to do, but he had the security of knowing which people he was going to go and see to get the jobs that he needed to do that day. We also trialled using an app that both Tom, Jack, Julia and I all had on our phones. So Tom could upload the different tasks and who Jack needed to go and see to actually get the jobs each day, and then Jack could tick them off as he completed them on the day. We wanted to make the most of Jack's work experience by testing potentially like how many hours he could work in the day. So the University of Canberra were really flexible around that. We also tested working 2 days in a row. We tested Jack doing 2 half days compared to a full day. We also were able to test whether Julia, his job coach, could fade the support at any point, particularly if he could be working alongside the University of Canberra staff. We also looked at different ways Jack could travel to work. So he caught the bus, he rode his bike, and he also went via car. What was really important was having good communication between the University of Canberra staff and ourselves. It didn't all go smoothly, so whenever we hit sort of any rocky patches, we could talk through it. What was really important was to really understand when things were going well for Jack and when they weren't, and put things in place that would improve the work environment for him when it wasn't going well. We really tried to get an understanding of the culture of the workplace there, so we understood that all the staff try and have lunch together. So we made sure we lined up the work experience so Jack would then finish the day having lunch with all the staff. That then led to building relationships, and we believe that has influenced Jack getting paid employment there for an ASBA next year.